All right, so it's another one of those men versus women arguments. Pointless argument because I mean they're kind of not the same, and the comparison keeps happening again and again. Let's go.
Just dealing with the hard stuff so our ladies can live their comfortable lives like they want to, right?
Comfortable. I mean, I'm comfortable in this chair, but it's not always comfortable being a wife.
That part.
Yeah, that part.
I mean, but you don't have to do too much, if we're bringing home the money and
I mean, you think about it, there are a lot of beautiful women that got to work their tail off, and you guys get to enjoy your life.
That's a fact.
Do they?
That is true. So a lot. What is true is that there are a lot of beautiful women out there that gets to go to work every single time, and them go work, and them don't have anybody at all that is able to back them up. As far as monetarily is concerned. So that is also true. So you can actually choose, if you want to be married to a man or not. Nothing is wrong with that at all. So he is correct in that.
We just sit at home and do nothing?
Clearly they do.
No, I'm not saying you
Clearly they forget about the fact that we clean and we take care of people's children
And we cook.
Yes.
So these things only work on a man like Anthony that is not able to do those things for himself. But for a regular man like, men who are out here or other men, those things don't really quantify anything because you still would clean a house and you still would cook nonetheless for yourself. So that is different. Now a man like Anthony, sure, Amber's is right. Yes, taking care of people's children. Meaning like taking care of Shayla's child. That is a big thing because that is outside of the norm of what Amber would have done for herself unless she has a child and she don't have a child. So she's right on that part.
We manage your lives?
I mean,
And I work.
no, babe, I'm not saying you don't work, but I'm just saying we do the heavy lifting so you can kick your feet up from time to time.
When was the last time you kicked up your feet?
Maybe right now. Let me stick my foot out.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, hold on. As a woman, we have periods for a week. I'm sorry, but you guys couldn't live through that. You'd be in bed for a week if you had to experience that. So if we're
All right, so the period argument is also one of those arguments that women use all the time. Well, we have periods. I mean, we have a harder life. Not necessarily. Periods just happen to be the thing that a woman has. And this is why I don't like to do the comparison. Because the truth of the matter is, I cannot understand the body of a woman. And a woman can't understand the body or the mind of a man. Right? Because they're not in the same place at that point in time. So I feel like them can't even be compared. Right? The period argument is the period argument. Yes, women have to deal with periods. What men have to deal with is society. Men have to deal with the mere fact of, like I've always said, a man have to always have it. Anyone will take a woman in, a man have to always have it. Because if he don't have it, basically he's going to be on the streets. And those are some of the fears where a man live with all the time. Not that a woman don't live with the same fear. I want you to understand me. Not that a woman don't live with the same fear. But the probability of a woman is being housed then or being taken care of is greater than that of a man. It just is. So I don't like the comparison at all because, again, me feel both genders have the things to it that is very difficult to get into. I don't think you can find one harder from the next one. I don't think so at this point in time. But people try to have the conversation.
talk about who's stronger in dealing with the hard things.
All right. We weren't trying to go that far with it, but besides, men have their own things that they got to deal with that are probably just as tough as women having a period. So
Okay, let's hear about it.
Please enlighten us.
Life. Making money on life. If you want to get technical, making money on life is one of the hardest thing a man can do. Making money on life. It's what it is. Making money on life. Again, I am not saying that a woman is not able to have to work herself or do whatever she's doing, but a man taking her up is easier than a woman coming on and saying, let me take up this man and put him in my house and feed him and do all sorts of different things. Life, if you really want to know what men have to go through, is life. Again, women have to go through what they go. That's why I don't like the argument, because it makes it seem as if one greater than the other. They're in two separate categories, and that's just the deal. But when you start doing the thing of saying, well, we have a harder thing, but once you start doing that, it creates problems.
I'll wait.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What was that?
No, okay. Y'all got the period thing. Okay, I mean, I can't say anything to that because I'm not a woman. But we deal with stuff too.
Like what, Anthony? What do you deal with?
Like getting up early every morning to go work and make sure that
Being
deals
a
are being done
provider.
and that the roof is over our head every single day.
Yes.
See, what happens is when things get tough with you, you guys go out, you listen to your podcast, you get your advice from your boys, and then you think that this is how life is supposed to happen based off of a podcast. You go searching for other things.
And you all don't get information from podcasts? How?
Yeah, you get message from more than podcast too, Amber. Women get message from even them friends. Come on, let's talk about it. I mean, where were you getting information from before the whole thing happened with Sheila? From Sheila. Are we really and truly going to go down this rabbit hole with whatever? This is why I don't do this argument. What are we talking about? I know Amber didn't just try to bring on the podcast argument of whatever. Women listen to podcasts the same way and they listen to other people. Where do you think a lot of the things happened from in the 90s and the 80s? People were listening to Oprah. They're watching Oprah. They're watching Dr. Phil. They're watching all of these. They were watching all of these dominated feminist kind of platforms. So this is why I don't do this argument. It goes nowhere.
Podcasts if you all listen to where it tells you what a man should do for a woman and
I'm sorry, I go to my word, Anthony.
okay.
Because the word is what keeps the house intact, and you know that.
Okay, but you never listen to a podcast?
Anthony, do you open your Bible every night?
Okay, so touche.
So, all right. Amber, I love the fact say I listen to the Bible now, but sometimes I wonder if you are read deep enough because I don't know how you're still with Anthony. May I ask that question? I'm just asking for a friend. How is Amber still with Anthony even after reading the word? What in the word is telling her that she need to stick around with all of this? I guess, hey, never mind.
Yeah,
Sir.
point well taken.
Thank you.
Wow.
How about you, Ben?
You know, I just take information as it comes. Not necessarily a podcast.
That
As it
sounds
comes.
really hard.
Wow.
Really.
Look, we didn't mean to get all deep like that. We just wanted to see what y'all were up
Y'all like
to.
to get deep, boy.
Oh,
Yeah, the whole man versus woman argument. Again, I stay away a lot from the argument because I feel like it goes in too many cycles and too many places, the harder, whatever it is. What you know is this. Men run the critical infrastructure of society and women have them role in a society as well. Each gender has their roles in society. Don't bring the period argument to say, boy, your life harder because you go through periods, whatever it is, and you have to carry the child because at the end of the day, when you carry the child, the man's supposed to take care of the child or supposed to police society for the child. We all have a role to play in the entire thing. I don't like doing the argument because once you do the argument, then it starts go down to a different rabbit hole where you cannot even sure where you're going to take it from anything else. I do know this though. I don't understand what goes on in the body of a woman. I don't. But in the same breath, a woman don't understand what goes on into the body and the mind of a man. Because there are things that goes on in the body and the mind of a man. One of the biggest thing happening in the mind of a man is competition. He have to deal with competition every single solitary day. He have to deal with the aspect of being either a good man or a man who can provide or do different things because it is easy for him to feel like, it's easy for him to lose confidence. That's just it. That's my male dissertation. Female males. Give me a take, like, share, comment, subscribe, and talk to you soon.